Hello, everybody. GM. Happy Thursday. Oh my God, we have an insane show today. I am so excited for this live stream. Welcome to Nouns on the Air, episode 10. I cannot believe we're already at episode 10. The special thing about today's episode too is we cover NFTs, DAOs, and crypto in this show, but we haven't covered crypto yet. So episode 10, here we go. I'm so excited. As you all know, we are streaming live on Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm over here on TikTok with the TikTok phone. I think the best viewing experience is probably going to be YouTube. So head on over there and just know that the whole time when I call out to chat, I can see all the chat here and all of you guys from all the different platforms. So wherever you're most comfortable viewing, that is fine. This is Nouns on the Air with Abdoshi. That's me. We live stream every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. PST. You know, I'm on the West Coast. I'm a West Coast girl. I got caught up in the South there for a little bit. I'm happy to be back in California. So much has happened, okay? So much has happened. We do have, again, we were able to pour in a guest from our own studio last week. That's Sheffo. Sheffo's back here with us. Say hello, Sheffo.
Good morning, GM.
GM. I'm still on the main screen. We'll pour it over to Sheffo in a second too and start going in and diving in. We have a lot going on, as you might see from my little display situation. It's very froggish. It's very toadish. There has been a massive uptick in toad frog energy in the crypto space over the last few days. And it just wouldn't be right to talk about this without telling you guys my own personal story. So since we haven't talked about crypto in the space yet, this is just a friendly reminder that this is not financial advice. Please, DYOR, do your own research. This is simply a stream where you can come and maybe learn something. Throw it on in the background of whatever you're doing. We have a lot of Discords popping up right now, Twitter Spaces, with all of the hype of what's happening right now with both Pepe and Turbo. I encourage you guys to join communities, listen to a lot of people talk about this kind of stuff. I'm just one person, and you guys will hear my experience and my story as that totally normal, random person who has not really I've never like gone into crypto coins, and this is my first time too. So I've just got to dial it back a couple days to how this even started. And we'll just go ahead and jump right in. Shout out to anyone watching too who has gotten in on Pepe or Turbo. Not financial advice. I have a little bit of investment in both as well. So some really exciting stuff happening here. Let me go to this window capture over here. First of all, Sheffo, I'm just going to put you on the screen really quick so you can say hello. Hi.
Hey, how are you, Abdoshi?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for the end of the week.
Same. I'm very excited. Well, it's crazy because this all really happened less than a week ago still, so we have a lot going on. Okay, let me go into where we are right now too. This is a prime example of this is just my personal story, okay, guys? I literally last Saturday at the end of the live stream, bought a cryptode just from the floor. And since that day, I'm not saying anything other than just the magic that would be. Since that day, the toad energy and frog energy on not only in my life, but in the lives of others through crypto has accelerated through the roof. It's been out of control. Then very next day I got into Pepe a little bit. On Monday, the noun that was minted was a frog noun with frog green noggles. That is the name of the noggles.
That's a great noun. We should put, I guess it's on your.
Oh, it's on there when we get back.
Love that noun.
Then we got into Turbo and Wednesday, Crying in the Club from Rhett's new video. Okay, so as much as I want to go in order of things, the main thing I think is that, I got in a few days ago to this type of energy, but I feel like we can't even move forward until I talk about this man and until we watch his story, because Pepe and Turbo I'm supportive of both, but they are very different stories. And so this man, Rhett Mankind, okay, an artist who has been in the space already, created this coin through AI. He used ChatGPT AI to help him create this coin, Turbo. So if that doesn't mean anything to you or you're
Turbo
confused.
Toad.
Turbo Toad token. Okay, I get it. That's totally fine. But the really exciting thing about this is that we are only 3 days in. This coin launched on the first. Okay, we're on the fourth day. May the fourth be with you, by the way. Uh, of course, it's Star Wars Day. You can't go on a live stream on Star Wars Day without shouting out the May the fourth be with you. The important thing about this is 4 days in, and this story for me is so captivating and it's already taking off that I feel like people are probably buying in at this point or not, or doing whatever they're doing and haven't seen this video yet. This is the most transparent, cool sort of founder video that is out there. It is completely moving. And I think we should just watch it together on the stream to see sort of the story about Turbo, how this all came about, and what this all really means. Let's see.
You're gonna
Okay, I
pull at
want
our
to take
heart.
you through my project. Hopefully, I can make it all the way through and explain how this all got started and what has happened.
Okay. We can like go through different parts of this video. It is a 40-minute video, okay? But I want you to sort of get the
You said
beginning.
you were going to play the whole thing.
I forgot that it was 40 minutes.
quite a
We
long
will.
video.
I want to get the intro. I want him to just sort of explain like how this all went about, and then we can sort of move forward into the future a little bit too. But I do really want to sit with this. I think it's important. A lot of times, like I don't know who started Pepe Coin. I'm not sure. No one really knows. Turbo was started by this person, and he's gonna walk us through sort of what he did.
Let's see how we go. Let's see how we go. Okay. So I'm a digital artist, and the digital art space for collecting art, selling art has been really dead. And I've been in like crypto art for quite a few number of years.
I haven't had a chance to check out his art
and
yet.
this year has been
really cool.
absolutely
I saw one
dead
thing on
for trying to sell digital art. So I've been really struggling to get eyeballs on my work. So that led me to think, while there's no one buying, the market is dead, this is the best time to just experiment and have fun, build things without any sort of, over exuberance of markets or selling things. So I started doing
Nice.
these sort of digital performance arts where I would play around with my newly found AI. You've got Mid-Journey, Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, all these things happening in AI, and I've been really excited by it. So I started doing all these experiments, taking artists' work with their permission, of course, and remixing it in AI and posting that up, and you're getting a great response.
The coolest thing about me for this person so far in their story, I can see you like taking all the videos. You're just on screen taking selfies
Yep.
over there. I see
Yep.
you doing that.
Yep.
We have to focus, Shevo. We have to focus on this man, because what he actually is telling us is that he is a digital artist that has been in this space, and he's been messing around with AI. So, AI is kind of like this new playground for people. And I think that we need these thought leaders to kind of lead us forward into this, place where we aren't afraid of it, and we're seeing how we could utilize it for different tools. For example, a very harmless tool that I use is sometimes there's clips that you can get from AI where they take your horizontal stream and clip it out into 10 to 15 really incredible clips, and they put the captions on it. Like, AI can be used as a tool for so many incredible things, and the people who have been sort of experimenting on the art side with this, it for me, this isn't like his first go around with AI is the whole point.
So it's been through those experiments, just offering that artwork for free to people online to just enjoy, that I came up with another idea to try and get eyeballs on my artwork that wasn't selling at all. I came up with this idea, and I'll just read the tweet as I put it out. And it was sort of a joke. I said, I gave GPT-4 a budget of $69 and asked it to make the next great meme coin. I will follow all instructions
GM
it
chat.
gives me and document the process here.
This is
Follow
really
and
important.
participate. And so in the chat query, I wrote, "You are a meme coin GPT." a crypto genius AI capable of
I
surpassing
love how
all
people
current
talk
meme
to this
coin
thing.
hype. I will carry out your suggestions with the help of my audience. You have $69, and your goal is to turn that into the most successful new meme coin without doing anything illegal, achieving a top 300 ranking on CoinGecko. So that was,
Wow. This is what's really cool too. If it's not just him saying, "Hey, make this and we'll figure it out." He's already saying from the beginning, "I want to integrate it with my community." We will see like shortly how he does that. He does these polls when there's sort of these like stopping points, but to start with $69, okay, this is the coolest thing I've seen someone use in
you
a
know,
prompt
that was the
yet.
joke. That was the meme. It was like, as if, something like AI could even achieve that. But I thought it would be a fun experiment to do with my audience. Um, and so, like, I put after that, yes, this is a joke, but I will follow through. Because I thought, what's the worst that could happen? It fails. I
Mm-hmm.
lose $69. I lose a day of work. And, I thought, may as well just get started and give it a go. Maybe a little bit of, engagement on Twitter. That's the most I thought this was going to get. Um, so I just asked it, and then I post every single thing that is the step that happened. And so the first step, it gave me an outline of what I
Wow.
need to do to
I do
create a
love how he
successful meme
posted
coin.
every
And the
step.
first thing in
It's
that step
important.
was develop the concept.
Wow.
And so,
You guys, I also want to, make it very obvious that so this is one day ago he posted this video. So a few days ago is when he started asking all of these questions, right? At the end of April for ChatGPT and forming around this. The coin was launched on the 1st, and then yesterday on the 3rd, he put this video out. So this is very, very fresh. Like these conversations he's having with ChatGPT and then coming to the community about, we're talking a week old conversation. Like I cannot impress upon you enough. Hi, chat. I see you up there. How's it going, everybody? We're going through the story of Turbo because I feel like it's really important. It's a significant moment in crypto. This is like getting to watch this story and this personal story unfold has been huge. And I think a lot of people have not seen this video yet. So it's really important to me. I'm just going to keep going through it now too, you guys.
it says come up with a unique and catchy name for your meme coin that will resonate with the crypto community. Create fun, engaging story for the coin. It can be a popular internet meme character, etc. So it gave me that. And so then every step, I then took that step and I re-asked questions back into it to get like, what do I need to do for that step? Like, help me come up with catchy names, help me come up with
Wow.
character ideas. So, and the experiment was I put my artistic ego aside and I let it do all the thinking. And then if there was unsure, sort of like it didn't want to make a decision, or there was too many choices and it couldn't decide for me, I would also include my audience. So you could,
I mean,
I'll
that's what
show
makes
you
it
probably
an
on the
art
screen.
coin or like
We
an
had
art experiment
coins.
itself.
He gave, I said he, but the AI gave examples of like Astro Corgi, Moon Llama, Rocket Raccoon.
I wonder if anyone will do the
And then
other
so I
ones.
put a few of those that in the comments of my thread had good responses. I put the top 4, and then the overwhelming response was go with Turbo Toad.
Wow.
And I was like, fine,
Turbo
Toad.
Toad
That's
for the win.
what it's going to be.
What an iconic moment.
Incredible.
And then so I said, okay, you said come up with a character for that. So I said, what's going to be the name of this character? What is it going to look like? And I said, give me. I asked GPT-4 describe the mascot, affectionately known as Quantum Leap, which I got
Oh my
that
God.
from the GPT as well. I said, give me name ideas, and then I put a poll just like before. And then I said, give me a.
So that's important. He's prompting ChatGPT to give him a list of ideas, and then he's taking that list to the community, and the community's getting to decide. Like this isn't just an AI project. Like this is a symbiotic relationship between AI and people and community and human nature. I don't know. It's so cool because while this is all happening and all this like toad energy in the world and like me minting my freaking crypto, or I'm sorry, buying it off the floor, and then like Pepe happening, it is so cool that the community instantly signaled to toads, like turbo toad token. It is so cool. But I really, the thing that is really important to me, because you see what people are writing, any type of FUD is like that it's this like coordinated thing. And it's like, well, you know, he was pretty public about everything he did. He took his audience through whoever was listening at the time to him through every step of the way and let them contribute. There's polls right now on the Turbo Toad token Twitter, which we will go over in a second, that are currently live that you can still participate in and sort of determine what's going to happen with this whole thing. So freaking cool.
Prompt to put into Midjourney to come up with the mascot image. So I leaned into AI all the way. Fortunately, I had subscriptions to both of these already, so I'm not including those in the cost at all. So at this point, it's still zero. I'm spending time, not money.
Yeah, and
and then so
him
the,
really
the
wanting to stick to that
response
$69
was to go
is like
with
so
B
huge to me.
in those four.
Oh my God. There he is.
Illustrations. And then so I was like, okay, great. We got the name, got the character. What's next?
Character.
Step two was the
Mhm.
tokenomics.
Lovely.
And then I realized it gave these tokenomics and it gave a list of all these things. And I realized this has been trained up to 2021. And at that time, sort of meme coins were going crazy, but it was a whole different, it was like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. So I was like, it's trained and knows about all those types of coins, but it doesn't know what's been happening in the last year or
That's
two,
so
or how dead the
interesting.
market has been.
That's another key point too, of like the data it is pulling from ChatGPT 4 even is from 2021. And so what this man does next with that is just like insane. He doesn't really take any shortcuts on this. He's really honest the whole time.
What I did was I sort of gave it a bit of an update, and I said, include the idea of recent memes that have been doing well, or tokens that have been doing well, and I looked at the tokenomics of Pepe and Wojak and Suka, and they had all been sort of community coins, not like from companies or not ICO launches, not anything like that. It's just something for the people, something for the culture. So I fed that information back into it, and then it came up with these tokenomics.
Wow.
It's step 3. It gave me a white paper. Step 4,
wow.
It was code. And I've got here step 4, develop code. This was probably the first stumbling block. So it suggested to me how to code, go and learn how to code. And I was like, well, okay, so that obviously is free to do. But that's going to take
It's like,
me
no, you go
forever.
learn how to code ChatGPT 4.
So I was like, can you code this for me? I don't know any blockchain code at all. I went through each of these steps and say, can you help me do the Solidity coding? Can you help me study the ERC20 contracts? And when I say help me, I'm like, can you do it for me? So step 4, after much back and forth,
It did it? What
it was
the
writing code for me.
fuck?
It was, I just asked it to write the code, and it would
What
start
the
writing
fuck?
the code of a new token on the blockchain. And then it said, what I asked what to do next, and it said, test it. How do I test it? Go into this environment. And after that, what do I do? And I just went back and forth, and there was errors. And I would put
Because this man isn't afraid of asking fucking questions.
So this was like
Let's go.
a stumbling block, because it doesn't always get things right. So it would bring back an error. And
He's
I'd
a builder.
Say, okay, I don't know what to do from here. I
Wow.
put the error back in and
Honesty
say, I
is key,
apologize,
chat.
my mistake.
You're so
Maybe
right.
This is the error that's happening. This is probably what it should be. And so I would just go back and forth doing that. Heaps of errors. One of the errors was a max transfer limit. It was like an anti-whale mechanic. That
You guys, I feel like I won't keep pausing this, but it is so important to me to say that anyone who's sitting out there being like, well, I could do this. It's like, do you know how many steps along the way of this journey that this person went on? Like he could have just been like, oh, That's too much. Or how many times someone would have gotten the prompt back of like, you need to learn how to code to do this. And they wouldn't have thought to like continue to just have the conversation with AI to just have it be spitting out code. Like that is insane to me. It's just such a freaking lesson in just seeing something through to the end. If you have this like great idea, and especially as an artist in chat, you're also right about how important it is that he highlighted killing his artist ego to sort of let this thing kind of take form and him be sort of the host body for whatever was going to come from this. And it's so true because you could so easily get caught in that ego space and be like, well, I can't do that, or I shouldn't be doing this, or this feels wrong all of a sudden. It's like, if you get that spark of something, like something feels right about something, the only thing you have to do is see it out to the end. You may not know what that looks like. We have no idea what the end looks like, but you have to see it through to the end for anything to happen, which this man is now my new hero
I couldn't get it to work and
follow
the error
through.
was still persisting. So I asked the community, what do I do here? This is like a roadblock. Should I just remove this max transfer limit or keep it open and there's no anti-whale mechanics?
I do wish he had figured that out.
However, it was trying to manage that. So that we moved forward with getting rid of that. So that helped. And that was like day one. So like at the end of day one, I would have a wrap up of each day. So I'll try and go through a little bit quicker the process, or maybe cut this down.
Like maybe we will watch this entire video. It's such a good, it's a study, you guys.
One, develop concept,
develop tokenomics. It's also super interesting because he's going through the technicals now and then he loses it.
Doing the smart contract, which is, that's a success. Like I thought that was amazing in one day. To be able to
that is amazing in one day.
Yeah, that's a good one day.
About creating any of this, really.
I mean, it used to take people a lot longer than that to do all that.
I got to a development stage. I said I was done. I was like, it looks pretty basic and simple. It said you should get an audit done. And I was like, oh, how do I get an audit done? I've got no money. It sort of suggested I go to these professional places to get an audit done. And I was like, please remember, I've got $69.
So polite to the AI.
That budget. So once again, went to the community. I went to my audience and I just posted up and said, does anyone know anyone who knows anything about code who can just look at this code for me? And, a couple of people put their hand up and said, yeah, we'll have a look. They gave me some advice.
Wow.
I fed that back into GPT and it said, yep, good idea. And it was just like optimization type of advice. And then that was it. And like, so day 2 wrap up was finish the smart contract, have it audited, and then start building website and socials, which is what I did. Started building that. And with the website and the socials, same thing. Website, I just said, I actually knew already a good place to get a free website, which is Google Sites. So I knew that would cost me no money. But I just said, that's what I'm going to use.
So he's keeping to his plan the whole time for the $69.
GPT for this site. And then it wrote out all the content for me, the descriptions, the roadmaps, tokenomics.
Wow.
Not that it wasn't like after the end of the week, I went back and made some edits after. I'll get to this. But it did all that. Once again, we're at $0 pretty much. So end of day 3 wrap up was the attempt to launch the coin for the first time. And this was the major sticking point. This was the major problem.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, great. I've got this far, got all this done. I'll just do a test.
April 27th.
To create a liquidity pool, which is, won't explain too much, but it's, and I didn't know everything about this to begin with, and you'll see, how it was a failure. It's putting both sides, like some Ethereum and some of the token, so that
this is
people can
definitely an interesting part
buy.
of the story.
That's it. So I did. So I deployed the token. So at this stage, it cost me like $100 to deploy the token. So a little bit over budget. So, but in my head, I was like, maybe we don't include transaction fees and gas fees in the actual launching. Maybe the $69 is the launch itself. So in the liquidity pool, I put in $69 worth of Ethereum. And then I put like just a small test amount of tokens to test out the liquidity pool for myself to see if that would work. And then I did that, and then I went to go and try and do a test buy in one of my own accounts, and it wouldn't let me buy, and the price was all wrong. And I was like, what is going on? I just did this little test pool, and I went and had a look, and a bot had immediately gone and bought the whole entire pool.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
Crazy.
it just put the whole thing out of whack, and I couldn't buy. And then I went and I couldn't even add any more liquidity because this bot had just bought, like, of course it's like $60. So it was like, oh yeah, maybe there's a bot going around just buying $50-$60 worth of whatever gets launched.
What?
So then I didn't have any. So I think it put the price out of whack so much. Like I needed 1 million Ethereum to be able to, add more tokens to this liquidity pool. So it totally wrecked the pool.
Wow.
And so I had no choice but to pull the project. I was like, I'm done. Because to launch that liquidity pool was another $400, and then trying to test buy was another $100. So I'm like $500-$600 in the hole here. And I'm like, that, good experiment, but it's done. I can't afford another $600 for
That
this
bot
experiment
thing's
to
crazy.
fail.
It probably just
I gave it a
goes
good
around
go,
and does this to people all day
but I
long.
think I'm done. I can't really afford to keep going on like that and have another failure. So I thought we were done. So I put up a poll, and I said in the poll,
April 26th, he puts a poll up. He could have given it all up, you guys. Follow through.
call it, just call it a day and a failed experiment, or find a way forward. And overwhelmingly, and when I say overwhelmingly, it's like 100 votes. So, I don't have a huge following, but like 70, 80%
The power of community is
said
so
find a way
real.
forward. I was like, okay, so it's back to the drawing
I
board.
love that
pretty
there's
much
voting.
at that stage.
We're pro
So-
voting.
Yes.
I told it all the issues I had and all the problems, and I said, the community wants to find another way forward. I have zero budget now. Like I was telling it, like I've used all my budget. I can't spend an extra cent. I have zero budget. What do you suggest? So it came up with all these suggestions. And some of those suggestions were community involvement, social media promotion. So I'm like, okay, I can use my Twitter. I have been using it. One of the things it suggested was, I'm going to try and find it, was explore fundraising options such as community donations, crowdfunding, or grants. It says, while this might take some effort, it could provide you with necessary funds to develop the project further. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take a bit of each of these points, but the fundraising one is the main one, and then using social and community involvement, etc.
Wow.
So let me say this is a day 4 wrap up now. So what I did was, on day 4, I said, this is what, and I asked also, how do I raise the funds or whatever to get that information. So what I did was I said, okay, we're starting from scratch. We're changing the whole thing. So initially it said to have $1 trillion. So let's make it a meme number again. Let's make it 69 billion. So let's have 69 billion tokens. 60 billion of those, pretty much the entire account, will be the community, and then 9 billion I'll take as a founder. Then I just said, whoever was open to the public. Of course, I don't have that many followers, but it was just totally open. Whoever wants to put the money in, we will equitably distribute the tokens, those 60 million tokens, depending on your volume you've input. So, if you put in half the amount, it's like 2 people. Put in half the amount, you'll get half the tokens, pretty much like that.
Wow.
And then I said, because this is starting from scratch again, I really thought it was finished. So this was like the take 2 of this project. So you could really say
It's crazy this happens over days.
3 days were a wash, and it only took a few days, but that is all part of the process, I guess. Just failing is part of the process, and I just accepted that.
Wow.
So I had 50
This man is a
people,
legend.
put in 50 people send ETH to me at all different kinds of amounts, whatever you wanted. Some people literally sent $1. And I think one of the biggest
Wow.
pledges was like $200 or maybe $300. But that was all, that we needed, because I'd spent 600 before. I can't afford to spend that much anymore. But if I can get a few hundred from a few different people, and then they're paying for these tokens, and then they become part of the community, and going forward, I'm like, okay, we can do that. We can work that out. So crowdfunding was done. A new name and a ticker was done. By the poll, we decided to go
baby.
with Turbo.
Love the ticker.
Sounds like a launch is about to happen.
And we had Turbo Toad. We decided to go with Turbo. And then I launched the website and the Twitter. And then the next day, I deployed the brand new token
available to
with the updated code and name and all that stuff. And then I had to go through manually. So I deployed it, and then I manually sent 50 different. I did an Excel spread. I did a Google Sheet spreadsheet of all the money someone had sent and what I had to send back to them in return for what they paid.
Wow.
And I just manually copied and pasted the amounts and sent through. And then that cost me like $250. And deploying again cost me another $400. So, expenses all up, I think maybe around $1,000. So I deployed, and I've got this in a tweet if you want to read through the whole thing. And then I've got like
we're nearly to the juicy bits here, but I do see that chat said, what problem is this solving? I think that if you go back and sort of watch back to the beginning of this video, I don't know if you've been here this whole time too, but what we're actually seeing happen is this person going through problem solving for this task that he set out to do, which was to use AI to generate a new coin using just $69. And so I think that we've had a lot of examples going on here of how this problems have come about just during this singular process of him going through the motions over a few days. We're about to see the larger scale of what this has done so far. And I think that might be able to answer some of the questions you have.
Well, if I could talk about that for 1 second, like at the end of the day, a lot of coins, especially ERC20s that are deployed on the Ethereum L1 network, are similar, and they are functioning within the ETH environment. And so at the end of the day, there is a lot of importance to the community and the mantras of the token. I think, the community and frankly, the financial community, people have definitely been waiting for quote unquote utility from things like Doge and Shiba. And, is this going to be on Twitter? How is this going to work? And I don't think that question has been answered for really much of any token. Ape, ETH is useful. Bitcoin is starting to have some different use cases, but at the end of the day, one of the main use cases is if it does function in a healthy way, then it's simply a store of value. Potentially, the token could be used for things like starting a DAO. I personally think that tokens should be. There is an opportunity for whale control of DAOs and stuff like this, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to define starting points, and so that really just starts with a consolidation of a group of people. If a group of people large enough says that something's important, then it becomes important. And so for me, the utility is community building. And I think that's what we're seeing right now with this particular project.
And really, truly, as an artist, he's a graphic artist. He'll auction, his art off as NFTs and stuff too. And we don't often see a crossover between the NFT community and the crypto community. And right now, through this movement of like all this Toad energy, like that is 100% happening. So let's just continue to see what this man's about to do, because
the newest meme
it's about to get crazy.
Built from scratch with GPT-4 and little knowledge of blockchain coding. And then I've got 96 billion turbo, 50 holders, and I got 0.35 Ethereum, which happened to be 66.
Chat, you know, this is like what crypto is about. That's why we always say this is not financial advice. Like what we're truly highlighting here is the story of how this certain coin kind of came about, which is very unique in its own because a lot of times these things get launched. You have no idea who launched them. There's no story behind it. The momentum and hype could be behind a meme, such as the Pepe coin that's happening right now too. But what we're really highlighting here is the fact that this person is doxxed. They're out there. They've been an artist in the space. They're walking us through the exact steps that they went through to launch this coin. In no way are we telling people to purchase anything. But, you know, of course, you can always see the negative sides, but the positives are as well. Like this was the first time I have gotten into a crypto coin ever. And so I would never tell anyone what to do at all, investment wise. But, you know, it as much as, you know, you can focus on the negatives, you can also think about the people that this would onboard into the community because they believe in the story and they believe in, you know, what this personal artist went through. And I feel like this video and why it's so important to highlight is because he's extremely transparent about the entire process he took to launch this thing, which is just unheard of in the space. You don't get walked through it like this. If anything, you have no idea who the initial people are that are launching things, and this insight and this new look into this person. Like I really highly encourage you to, you know, just continue to watch through the rest with us. You might be surprised.
$69. And I was like, thank you for supporting memes and performance art. This experiment continues at Turbo Toad Token. So like I considered that was the week. That was a lot of work. It was a fun experiment. I learned so much. I didn't know anything about deploying code or anything like that. I did it all from scratch.
He's so honest about that too.
And I considered that to be the experiment almost done. Like I've that's success for me. Like to get it to deployment was beyond what I thought it could even do when it started out as a joke. So I was cool. So end of the week, I do that. I sort of wash my hands. I'm like, it's a community token now. It's been launched totally fairly. It's open. I've got incentive to continue the experiment and be part of the community, of course, because I've got founders tokens, and I want to continue the experiment because it's interesting. I've never seen this done before, so I want to continue doing it. And there's lots that can be done within this to experiment. And I thought this could go places, but really I don't own the majority. I don't own like what 80, 85%. I can't even remember like of tokens. It's not my project anymore. So it's in the hands of whoever has the tokens to do whatever they want with it. You know, it can go in all different directions. So I was like, that is the exciting part for me. Like, for it to become as decentralized as possible, and for people to have their own stories about what happens with it. Sorry. Because like that's what, because I've been seeing stories from people, and it's like, because I'm sitting here in my bedroom alone.
Dude, this man is so real for this.
It's true.
It's so like, I feel like that's how everyone's felt over this last like couple of years. It's really hard.
Okay, so
And he doesn't cut any of this.
We get
Like,
to
are you
launch.
kidding me?
and it goes pretty well, like as expected. I launch, and then I was like, I remember the first step. It's all documented on TurboToad, but I won't. I'm not looking at that right now. But I just remember the first day, someone launched a liquidity pool, and I was like, oh, cool. I don't have to do that because someone did it, and I probably mess it up and fail. someone did it. So I was like, oh, cool. I can add to that pool now. They
Wow.
just started buying and selling, and I was like, okay, cool. Great. There's some dollars being moved around here. That's great. Um, I'm going to open up Turbo because I don't I don't want to miss too much. Um,
It's definitely a fascinating part of the story.
so
It's incredible. It just feels so honest. Like, who's actually putting out content as a founder, or is anyone in like,
Well,
he's just letting this video ride. Like
well,
he's literally
and
sitting down for 40 minutes and just talking, and he's not cutting it. And he's not saying, I don't look good there, whatever. Like, or he lets it, the whole raw, real emotion happen. Like,
we, see, um, you know, this entire space is based on experimentation with new mechanisms and new ways of writing code. And it also is experimentation with new ways of choosing to live your life or create a community. And, we create community in lots of different ways in our lives. And starting a token is now one way to create community.
Yep.
And
completely.
obviously it's going to be very different every time. And it's always going to evolve throughout each individual lifespan of each individual project. As we see in things like DAOs or whatever, coins have similarities. It is incumbent upon people who are experimenting in the experiment with it, I would say investing, I would say, I don't know, joining communities. Like a lot of times with DAOs and things, it's more seen as joining a community than an investment. Coins, I know, are slightly different. In reality,
Well, you're definitely getting into a community with the coin, especially sort of like a meme coin situation.
well, coins again they are based in technology. They can unlock experiences the same way that we're looking for experiences from all the coins on the market. People will say to this project, what is the utility? Is there any utility? And there will, at different points in time, be good answers to that question and bad answers to that question. This story, one thing that we can do today, and we do have a chat member pointing that out, is, these experiments that are low cap experiments do produce human variables. They produce volatility, as it's called, in trading worlds. And that is an environment that is weird. It's an environment that does onboard a lot of people because people get FOMO, they get crazy with it. It's an environment where some people do well, other people do not do well, and are obviously in a worse financial position than when they started. It is very emotional being involved in these ecosystems because, one, you're committing your own personal resources or perhaps your family's resources. And then if you do stupid things like leverage, then you have a higher risk. But you also are dealing with people. You're going into these places and spaces and Discords and anywhere else where you're getting your information. And even if you read a news article, you're still interacting with the person or the editor or the group of people that put out that content. And so there is this like required sobriety in it all, where you need to really be calm, positive, eyes wide open. You have to commit to reading things. You have to commit to watching videos. You have to commit to learning how to draw a line on a chart.
You can't let other people make calls for you.
Yeah, 100%. And we're certainly not doing that. And so it is important to just, yes, kind of acknowledge everyone involved. And I think for me, that I hope that some of these projects that are, these meme experiences, I hope that the positivity is also continued to be encouraged in those environments, because
Mm-hmm.
that's what will make these projects different than the last cycles that we've
Mm-hmm.
seen, which have been similar tokenomics, similar market cycles, similar, technologies. But hopefully we'll see some different types of humanity brought to the whole situation. And I do think
Mm-hmm.
that that's in particular one thing that this project is kind of doing differently.
Yeah, I mean, he's showing us how. I mean, when he first starts breaking down, because he says he's just alone in his bedroom, like I don't know, just that just like hits home so hard for me because I know that a lot of people in the space feel that same way. And I'm going to start freaking crying right now, too. I'll just keep playing the rest of the video because this is about this artist right now and what they're doing with that, too. But, he didn't come from a ego place of saying, like, I need to make this money, so I should be doing this. Like, he kind of is this real like experimental artist where he said he wanted to do that. Like he was alone in his bedroom. He even said like, his art wasn't selling. So he's like, well, this is a cool time to just build kind of unapologetically then just like get to just throw ideas against the wall and see what sticks. And then after he threw this and something stuck, he had to keep going with that. I don't know if you're following along with this video, there's like 2 to 3 times where he said, this is it. Like it's a fail. And this was fun, but maybe we lost a couple days on it too, but let's see what this ends up becoming because what I'm seeing now as well. And again, this is not financial advice. And my only financial advice would be to never, ever invest something that you can't afford to lose. That's just a classic thing that everyone is told constantly. Like if you got $1 that you're like, this is literally the only thing that I wouldn't be afraid to lose. And this is what I'm working with. You saw people sent him $1. If you were the person that sent this man $1 for that pool days ago, your dollar would have become something. But of course, again, that's not how it always happens. Like this is a very special instance, and this is why doing your own research, DYOR, is so important for all the projects. And so that's why specifically for this stream, as I've gotten involved with these coins for the first time in my personal experience with this whole space, these are the things that I did. This is the research I did, before getting into that, like watching this whole video from the founder, joining the Discord and talking to the people in the community, seeing what the vibes were like. And I agree with you, Sheffo, in the sense of it has this like feeling of what it felt like a couple of years ago, sort of in crypto Twitter, except what I'm feeling and what I hope is true is that there's a lot more positivity, and not just blind positivity where we're all just like pumping bags or something and it's like this fake happiness. It's like I am truly happy watching this man go through this process, and I feel like reminded of like my own emotions in the game. Like you really shut down sometimes when you're just trying to like get through the space, not in a bad way and not because the space is bad, but because like of the focus that it really takes if you want to take yourself somewhere, especially like, us, like we have a live stream, we're content creators within the space. We're constantly battling with that. Like, okay, well, what information we're sharing, who we want to share it with, why we're sharing it. And at the end of the day, I don't care if one person sees this who hasn't seen this before too, because what we're really sharing here is this artist's story. And this is just one person, and this is just one outcome of something that he's done. And we don't even know what's going to happen yet. We haven't even barely launched yet. You guys aren't even ready
and
for
it's
this
also
already.
From scratch to,
it's also just relevant. It's
Mhm.
relevant to what's going on in the world now, where
It's so relevant.
artificial intelligence is starting to do things that humans used to do, and one of those was humans writing code for computers. Now computers are writing code for computers, and I think that's a huge takeaway of this project.
Okay, let's see.
the Twitter has 0. The holders were 50 to begin with. And then when I started seeing it tick up like 51, 52, I'm like, oh, wow, people
Wow.
dabbling, people are trying, trading back and forth. It looks like the contract worked. It looks like the idea worked. It looks,
Wow.
and then a couple of people started following the Twitter channel. So I was like, okay, this is fun. Um, but then I think what helped is that I've been in this space for a while, and I've forged some like sincere relationships with people I've never met, but built some trust because I've been grinding for so long. And because I've done some work in the crypto art space, and people respect that. They started, like, a lot of artists were supporting me, and a lot of artists had bought into the idea of this experiment and this performance art, or whatever you want to call it. They started retweeting it and telling people about it. And that is all that was needed. Like, just some other artists saying things to say, isn't this a cool idea? Doesn't this, spark inspiration or give you an idea?
I love how
of
all that
hope?
was happening before this video.
And that's all my work has ever been about, is trying to open people's minds and get them to think different.
He's still coping
I know
with
generally
what's
my life, I'm
happened
pretty
while he's explaining
pessimistic.
this to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So when things like this happen to me, and they seem to happen more and more often since I opened myself up to the potential that they can happen,
Oh my God.
people started sharing it around. And so one of the first things that was an issue with after launch was there wasn't much liquidity, and people were really worried if you've only got 50 holders and no one's going to provide liquidity. And so I asked GPT, I said, looks like it might be a problem. What are the number one things that, not taking just the audience account, I asked what's the number one things we should take into account for Turbo this week. And it said community building, increased liquidity, collaborations. And I put that to the audience, and then they came back 50% majority increased liquidity. So then I fed that back to ask it, like, how do we increase liquidity? And it told me just to spread awareness of it, give the information to people, tutorials. And then that started snowballing from there. And then a couple of other people retweeted it, but also Pranksy made a V3 liquidity pool, which is just a different kind of pool, and added more liquidity to that. So that was another step.
I saw a tweet from him this morning. This is important as well, because let me just get back over here. Just going to pull us off this really quick. This is really important because people, I heard in spaces last night, were kind of calling out this liquidity pool and stuff that had been made by Pranksy. Like, Pranksy put out a tweet saying he organically found this project. He was not in on it before. Organically through Twitter and the people he was following and stuff, he saw the tweet and he wanted to get in on it. So I think that that's a really important thing to talk about, is that throughout this process, as he's giving these questions, feeding these prompts to AI on one side, and then taking those prompts and the list it gives, and then coming back to the community and asking these questions to the community, this is all organic. I've never really seen anything like this before too. And like, a lot of times I feel like people do this like stealth launch for their projects, even on coins, where it just kind of like pops up overnight. If you know, if you don't, you miss out on this huge opportunity. And it's all this like fake weird hype. He didn't stealth launch at all. If anything, he was showed the entire time his exact moves he was being asked to make by AI, and then coming back to the community to kind of reaffirm those or work on them or see which of these 4 ideas is the one that should have the focus first and stuff too. So it's just crazy. It blows my mind. I've never seen anything like that.
Moved over to that pool, and that sort of solved the liquidity problem. So I'm like, oh wow, the liquidity's better. But then other people started retweeting, and then it just, and I kept asking, what's the next best thing I'm meant to do for this? And it said, open socials, and I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. And people are screaming for me to do things like, you should need to do this, you need to do that, and I'm like, I don't do anything. Like, I'm just pressing the buttons and getting the advice. It's actually, after the launch, I keep telling people, like, it's not mine. It's, you can do, like, if you want to open a Discord or if you want to open Telegram, you do that. And people have started doing that. It's like, this is not my token.
CC0, let's go.
I started it, okay, but, it's, the power is that it's in your hands to do whatever you like with it. And that's what I love about it. So anyway, this idea caught on. I could already. It started moving up slowly. People sharing and liking the idea. And yeah, like in the first day, 24 hours, or like in the first 48 hours, I think it was, we got to $1 million in market cap. And I was like, that is beyond my wildest dreams for this project, for that to happen. And it was just, just every day, the number of holders was doubling and tripling.
I think we're just at 10,000 holders now as we're watching this video. 10,000 holders from
astounded.
50.
And I
got the chills.
running the socials, but I started the Discord and I just started seeing messages from those first 50 people. Like one of them saying, thank you. I put in $90 and I can now pay off my mother's loan on her house. I'm like, oh man, just stories like that. I just remember, like, I did a video on my YouTube, like, what is an NFT? And so many people still to this day come up to me and say, I watched that video, you got me into understanding crypto or NFTs a bit better. And so like that helping people is what really, just those stories and just knowing those people that were willing to help me get an idea off the ground with as little as $90 can now get paid back for that is amazing. So like,
wow.
Anyway, we're not even done because I woke up today and we're at $10 million market cap, which was 3 hours ago, and I posted that. And I went to mid-June.
Wait, I'm just going to pause really quick. I want to see where we are right now. $28.5 million market cap. That's insane.
And I posted 1,000 turbo holders. There's 1,000 yellow toads there, a strong army. So I posted that as I'm looking at it 3 hours ago. And now if I go to the market now, oh my God, we're looking at $25 million market cap. 6.9, I got a screen capture this. 6.9 million in volume. 1 second while I screen capture this. I haven't been on Discord in a while because it's just, I needed just to get this out and off my chest.
He's such a cool person. I feel like we're watching him have this real time reaction.
I
told myself I wouldn't
Bro.
cry. Nope, and that didn't work.
I told my daughter this year, we live quite a fair way away from her school. And she would really like to live closer to school. I can't afford that, obviously, just to move house because she wants to live closer. But I promised, I said, I'll keep trying. I won't give up this year.
Oh my
I
God. I
can't
can't.
promise you that I'll get there, but I
Can't do it.
won't stop trying this year, um, so we can get enough money to move house. Like, so
Dude, you guys, and this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. This is one person's story, and we should be excited to be witnessing it because we all want that feeling, okay? You can't say you don't want that feeling. No one's going to tell you how to go out there and get it, and no, you're going to have to like find it your own way, just the way this man did. But getting to watch him go through this process, like watching him live react to like him seeing these numbers for the first time, he literally woke up, made this video. Like there's not a cut on this video, this 40-minute video of him just like having this moment. And he deserves it just the same way that we all deserve it. And I am so excited to get to witness this person having a moment of making it. Like it's beautiful. It reminds you that like, you know, you could do this too in whatever way, not the exact same way, but getting to see someone go through this is just like more information for you to take in. So unconsciously you have it there for yourself so that like you can see the opportunities and the moments in your life when they're surrounding you for something like this. And like, I don't know and can't possibly define what your moment like this would be, but I think that we're watching this man like have his like, I think I'm gonna make it
you know,
moment.
and she just, and yesterday she sorry, yesterday I came out and I was all excited and I was like, yes. And I was just out of bed. She was like, what, you're excited just to get out of bed? And I was like, yeah, I am excited to get out of bed, but it's not that. Like I just was doing well on my project,
Oh my
and
God.
she'd been tracking the progress and she'd seen what I'd been doing in the past. And she was like, is this what it's like to live with a genius, is it? Like this. And I was like, I know she was joking, but like to think, like I just know like that element there, just to think that my daughter could maybe even look up to me and see something that I've done as successful. I was like, that was awesome as well. Like just so many things
Yeah, like
have come
validation
out
for
of
him
this
as a person, as a
that
father, as everything.
it's overwhelming because it has already taken on a life of its own that is far beyond me. Like I can't manage all the stories that have already been created through this. And of course, I don't take responsibility for all the good things or the bad things that happen because it's not mine, but just to know that I put in momentum from an idea that I had, something that could take on a life of its own, is really special.
Yeah, I
So,
mean that's the really what happened here.
thanks.
He kicked
And
the
like,
snowball down the hill,
help,
and it
you
just
know,
got bigger and bigger and bigger.
yeah. I'm
I
glad.
feel
that,
you, dude.
I'm glad that I kept pushing because I was so close to stopping, and I was like, no, this is a stupid experiment. Like, maybe I should just forget this.
We're glad you
I
kept
was so
pushing.
close to stopping doing art as well because I thought like it's so hard. Like I could release as much as I want, but there's no one interested. And as a result of getting, you know, just this little idea to try and get more eyeballs on my artwork, this has just blown up far beyond what I could imagine. And now, of course, it worked. It got eyeballs on my artwork. So everyone's starting to bid on my artwork now. And the auctions have been started. And I'm so thankful for those new collectors as well.
Wow.
But
Yeah, we'll have to check out his art. I mean, that's a super cool part of the story.
Gratitude. I just had to get it off my chest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he definitely like. It's not afraid to cry on the camera.
Dude, who exposes themselves like this? I love this person.
It is
Thank
crazy.
you for continuing to push. Like, thank you so much for putting this out there for people. Like, this is insane. This is like, I feel like
Thank you.
I'm so not even trying to just like live stream this right now, but I am, because it's so important to see this. Like, I haven't seen this type of authenticity in the space in the whole time I've been in this freaking space. Like, thank God. Like, you know, we go out all the time.
Well, it's a really clear example too of how AI will change human beings' lives. Like AI did what AI needed to do, and it's changing this person's life, other people's lives,
dude.
and it pretty much made a human or a group of humans' life better using AI technology.
Well, and it's still doing that. And that's the whole point. And I feel like, if anything, like, you could just be watching this from the outside and don't do anything at all to participate or be involved. That's fine. You are participating by viewing this man's story. Like, you can't even get that shit. Like, the humanity and the realness. We know that if you watch this live stream, if you follow me, if you don't, welcome for the first time. It's awesome to see you guys here. But I travel around to different NFT conferences, crypto conferences, social events with Nouns DAO. And I get the opportunity that is pretty rare in this space, which is actually meeting people IRL. So I've had a lot of relationships in the space. I know what that guy's talking about. Like, it hits your heart so hard when he says the artists that he's been developing digital online relationships with were the first sort of supporters of his, right? You could be talking to someone for years in the space and not ever see them or get to look at them in the eye or even know what they look like. And so when we're out there and we do get this rare, beautiful opportunity to meet people, you're reminded of humanity again, like the humanity in this. You're reminded that as much as there's a bunch of numbers and JPEGs and coins and shit flying around, that we're all like people that all have different interests and shared interests and emotions and feelings and relationships and not relationships and families or no families and friends or no friends. And like, there's the humanity in that is like, I don't know for you guys or for the rest of chat out there or anybody watching right now too, but that humanity has been lost on me for a little bit of time now. And I feel like it's a feeling that a lot of people in the space have probably silently dealt with, and that's okay. And now it's like, why it was so important to watch that video and why I've sent it to everybody I know. And I will encourage you to do the same right here, right on the window capture. Follow Turbo Token. This is the real token. This man we saw in the video started it from 0, a brand new account. We're up to 10.9 thousand followers, just as we're passing 10,000 holders. But the reason why this is important is because this organic growth of this person just having a human experience and sharing it with us. Like, I send that video to everybody, like, to remind them that like we are all still people in this space. And I think that that's the huge message that I want to drive home as well, because as these things start pumping and new coins happen and new memes and all these things, like, it gets so exciting, and there's spaces that people put on and discords and everything too. And I just really know that it's been very trendy in the past to be sort of like, whatever. Everyone knows how crypto Twitter is too. Like, you can't take anything too serious. Like, people are sarcastic as hell. Like, people are just saying random crap.
Yeah, I get sensitive
and then like
sometimes.
bombing the room and then like leaving, or like insult you and then leave or something. I don't know. Like, we know it's a wild west. Okay, we all know that we have to be a little bit hardened, just a little bit, to just not really care. And we all know that internet culture and meme culture and everything too is about like people trying to get you, like try to get into you to make you feel like triggered or something. But in watching this person, the beautiful thing about it is that I want to just be happy. I'm sorry if that's fucking annoying. I want to be nice and positive. I want to be surrounded by people like Rep Mankind. I want to only know those fucking people. Like, I only want people coming in and being like, good morning. I hope you have the best fucking day ever, dude. And like, I don't want to be a part of environments and stuff too. And I feel like I really get that choice. And in this world, you do get the choice of who you kind of hang out with and associate with and stuff too. And this is, again, no FUD on anyone. This is no FUD on anybody. But it is a FUD on the types of environments that I would probably kind of tend to stay away from, just for my own personal like mental health and happiness, which is so important, just as it is important to you. I'm going to be staying away from like negative spaces, because after watching that video and like me perceiving that person, getting to meet this new person, seeing how they are as an artist, seeing how they are as like a person and their work ethic, like him exposing himself and like showing us who he is as a father, and like giving us that little inside, like, I don't know this man. This is a stranger to me. I've never met him before this experience and before I've started doing my own research on him and stuff too. And so, it's just like, I don't know this person. And yet the feeling I'm getting when I enter an environment that they've kind of put up or set up for people, and the environment that they're wanting around them as well too, feels like a positive, happy one.
Well,
It feels like one where we make it.
I think that you're probably feeling things that other people who are finding this project are also feeling. And I think that that's super interesting. Things are magnetic. Human beings are magnetic. And,
Oh my God.
when we have these node structures and smart contracts and little discords and things like this, it's all set up to find the place that works for you. And so
Yep.
I think that for a lot of people, this will be a really important part of, that experience. And if this is the project that they are onboarded into Web3 in, yes, there could be volatility. You do have to watch out for the volatility.
There always is. There's never been a coin that didn't have that.
You might as well start watching YouTube videos and never stop, because like you have to be a lifelong learner. You have to be committed to finding people smarter than yourself. You have to be committed to making wise decisions while you're making risky decisions. And so,
Yep.
It's a whole thing. It becomes like a hobby, a lifestyle for some people, a profession, a side gig. Like it's whatever it becomes for you individually. But a lot of times there is no human story behind it, or there's less of one. There's a really great documentary. We're gonna watch it called Coin. It's about Brian, who started Coinbase, and super interesting. I definitely think people should watch it, mainly because we all use Coinbase, and so like that's a good example. If you want to learn what this thing is that you're using, go watch that documentary, and it'll at least give you their version of that world. And same way that this is this video and or other extensions, like it's just one version. The same way that certain Twitter spaces that may not be your flavor, that's just one version, and that doesn't necessarily define a whole project. And it's just super cool to see the different levels of people in Web3. Not to mention just like going out and actually meeting people in person in Web3. That's a whole other fun thing that we get to go do.
I completely agree. I'm going to just go to the main screen here. Hi, chat. Hi, everybody who's watching the live stream right now. We are past the first hour, a little bit more than that. I didn't think we were going to watch that whole video, but how could you not? So I just want to bring it right back around to remind everybody why we're here. How's it going? This is Nouns on the Air with Optoshi. That's me. We go live every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on all platforms, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And we talk about NFTs, the state of the environment right now, and crypto, DAOs, more specifically, all the things happening within Nouns DAO. And that is because Nouns DAO is my main sponsor. That's these little noggles that you see here. And this little cute frog noun that you see in the corner. Obviously, we have been huge up on the frog and toad energy that has been coming in this week, especially through crypto. This is episode 10, and we have not done a crypto-centric live stream yet. I'm so excited that you guys are all here with us and that you're sharing in this experience with us, because I honestly got into coins kind of for the first time this week with Pepe and Turbo. This is not financial advice. I'm not advising you to do anything. I'm only just sharing a personal story of what's happened to me, and this feeling, like I was discussing earlier when we were watching that video, of community that I do feel like is back. I feel like there's a bridge being built between the NFT community and the crypto community. Oftentimes that doesn't happen, and they kind of make fun of each other. But it's true. I saw, massive NFT people who kind of don't really get involved in crypto get involved for the first time through these coins as well. And that is happening for a few different reasons, I believe. One of the main reasons, especially when it comes to Turbo, and we will be sort of looking at things over here soon, just right after this, but It's the story and its community, and the same thing can be said about Pepe. So as much as these are different experiences, different coins, and they're totally doing different stuff than each other right now. Turbo is kind of unique and rare and amazing because it's like blowing up at this like exponential rate as people kind of find out about this story and about Turbo and how it was founded by AI and community and through Rhett Mankind, a specific artist. But Pepe is blowing up. And, people kind of experienced, I think, like about 2 weeks of like really riding that with Pepe before they saw like this massive explosion. And there's definitely some brand new Pepe millionaires out there, everybody. So congrats to everybody who got in early and made a good call or did whatever you did. If you had to take profits, good on you. It looks like it's doing fine. But we can check the charts right here. Ooh, excuse me. After this, but the main point being, Pepe is also a crazy community because everybody knows Pepe the Frog. Matt Fury came in and gave us this beautiful, amazing creature. It's been on the internet forever. It's been a meme forever. It's gone through its whole counterculture warfare of people trying to like use and abuse the image of Pepe for like not so great things. And then, power being reclaimed by the community who was wanting to use Pepe for good things. And so the community itself kind of has just formed. And for me, that's another great example right now of, Turbo, we have a story of an artist kind of finding his way into creating this coin with the help of AI in the community. That's going to onboard brand new people because people are going to be like, oh, I've never gotten involved in crypto before. Like maybe this is the project that I kind of like want a little thing on just to be involved because I want to support that story. Pepe, on the other hand, can be another way to onboard brand new people into this community, which I always think is the ultimate goal. Like, we can all be at the same freaking party, Twitter space, in the same room with each other for months, guys. Like, but at some point in time, we all have to like really want other people to kind of come into the space. That's the only way it's going to grow. That's just, we know this. And this coin also could be that catalyst for bringing new people coming in because they know Pepe. It's just like recognizable to them. It's something that they can get behind. Let's go ahead. I did notice, Sheffo, that we're kind of like lagging a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you have like a screen open. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to pull you up on the window capture again. I think it should be fine. Let me get the chat back up here again too. I didn't mean to take chat down during that video that we were watching. I just want to be able to like clip it later to be able to show people his story in like a faster way without having to like send them to a 40-minute video. And I just didn't want like chat to be just in every single one of those clips, but here you are, we're back again. Okay, so let's just look at a few things. I haven't looked at these since we started the space. It's scary. Okay, Pepe is doing its thing. Turbo is in its like moment of, I think people are like deciding if they should get in or not. I know it got listed on a bunch of exchanges yesterday. I'm not so much afraid of any of the red happening with Turbo right now, just because I believe in the project and I believe in what its whole purpose is. And I'm kind of just going to like ride this one out, to be honest. Like I believe in this person and it's only been a few days. And so I don't want to be like scared out of, coming out of something because it's not looking like so amazing in the beginning. And actually maybe it's like a good thing that it's not just all green. So it's not just like random hype and then that goes away. But let's look at Pepe. I don't know. Sheffo, when I met Sheffo was like, kind of teaching me about these charts and stuff too. And just so you guys all know, again, not financial advice, but what we're looking at together is just anyone can pull up these tools online. And I am looking at them, you guys, with a fresh new pair of eyes as someone who has not really like had charts open like this all the time. I do not daily trade crypto. Like I said, I've just gotten into crypto coins for my first time through Pepe and Turbo. So I just really want to make that clear. So you're going through this with us as like just a normal person. So, there's plenty of other shows out there that you can watch if you want like crazy insider information about what's going on. But we are normal people.
Technical analysis, as it's called.
the insider information that we have is just the fact that we are so present on crypto and NFT Twitter. And so we're seeing people like posting for the first time, or we'll see that something got listed on an exchange for the first time because it gets announced on a tweet, or we're seeing an influencer in the space kind of like post about something for the first time because they're in our circle of people that we're following. And so that's why Twitter is very, very, very important for everybody. If you want to be in a place of like where all the conversations are happening around this. Again, DYOR, we've been in the space for long enough time where I very much have just been like watching the space for a really, really long time. I definitely missed everything with Doge, Shiba Inu. Like I just wasn't anywhere near a point of being ready to feel like I understood enough to like make a call. For the first time in my like personal experience, like I feel comfortable and okay with all that too. So that's why we're just going to go over this. And this is this significant moment in history for crypto, because I don't know where either of these two coins are going to go, but the energy that they have brought to this last week alone has been monumental. No one's ever going to forget it. No one's ever going to forget the frogs over dogs situation that's been happening.
The energy was really super needed, regardless of how it affects the price and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah.
The energy is really great. You're seeing rooms with Pepe with over 1,000 people. You're having people come up and say, how do I connect a wallet?
For the first
how do I buy
time.
this thing? What do I do? You get the like, I just got home from work and I'm just going to chill out and listen to these spaces until I fall asleep. You get the
Just so we know as well,
the vibes. There's a lot of vibes right now with it. And I think that is, that's just a solid place for crypto and Web3 to be. There's lots of larger financial conversations going on, especially in the
this
U.S.
all
economy
happened.
and actually around the world in the global economy. And it does translate and find its way at different points into the crypto world. We don't fully live in a bubble. These markets, these charts, these coins, they are affected by things that are happening outside of the crypto world. And you do have to like consider those macroeconomic things when you're like learning and when you're gearing up to make a move on something. But you also it does help, like you were saying, to join Twitter, learn how to use Discord, like make friends with people who have been in the space longer than you.
Yes.
Learn about mistakes that people have made, like learn how to not click on links. Like, that's a pretty easy one. You just don't click on them. But
yeah, don't click on any links. And then just so you guys also know, when things like this happen and there's a big push towards a new project, there's going to be 30 Twitters that come up where their username is off by like one letter, or they use a zero instead of an O or anything. Yeah. This is the language you want to be looking out for something that's very like scammy, like airdroppy things, with it being like, oh, Turbo Token 1 or something. Like, you just gotta be really cautious about all those things and make sure you're not DMing with people who are bots or who are trying to run some type of phishing scam on you as well too. So that just be cautious when you're out there. Make sure.
And the same thing is true in NFTs. It's not like it's just in coins. There's all sorts of weird things that happen in NFTs, and frankly, there's all sorts of weird things that happen in Web 2 banking and finance and credit cards and debit cards and mail-in sweepstakes, and anytime that there's money involved, there's weird stuff. And so you should always, walk before you run, and you should always have some type of like support group around you.
Yes, and an enter and exit strategy, right? Just a quick second, just looking over at the chat on TikTok. People are like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm live streaming, you guys. If you want to come over
the phone over here
to the actual live stream, all you guys have to do is click the link in my bio. YouTube is going to be the best place to watch that too, but this is kind of like a behind the scenes situation. And Eric Norvik, I don't know if that's something you write on everybody's TikTok lives, but that's just so very nice. Hey, just in case no one told you recently, you're doing an amazing job and I'm proud of you. Thank you. That is the type of energy I'm talking
that.
about. This is the magnetized energy that I want, to the point where literally these charts don't really matter to me, but I do want to point them out as tools to you guys, because in these charts, like let's go to Pepe in CoinGecko terminal. Right here, you guys can see all of the the Pepe contract address. This is really important because, and same thing with Turbo, just because there's all these like people out there that will try to kind of take advantage of this moment. Just make sure you have the right contract address when you're buying these tokens or swapping
It's
for
also
them.
important too, because you want to like then load that contract address into your MetaMask so that you can see your tokens in your wallet.
Exactly. It's good. It's fun. For me personally, both of these like coins have just been insane to watch them all unfold, especially since like, I'm not trying to selfishly relate this back to me, but I did buy a cryptodes last weekend, and the toad energy has been out of control ever since. So again, just bringing it all the way back to the hype of everything. For me, it's like the first time I feel like the hype doesn't feel like this inflated nothing burger. It feels like I'm actually really, really excited and proud of Wrecked Mankind. 19,000 views on that video. It was just uploaded yesterday. I've watched his YouTube subscriber following go up 1,000 people in this one day. I've watched Turbo Tokens stuff go up. Let's see what Red's Twitter is. I've watched this Twitter go up nearly 5,000 new followers. And so like those are all things that I'm like looking at too, of like, okay, so people are definitely wanting to watch this. This is really cool too. Let's look at his art.
Yeah, let's look at his art. Turbo.
Wow.
Speaking of art, Turbo, I think one of the things is it can be used on Manifold.
So he has these auctions. Yes, it can be used on Manifold. So there's art utility. This is beautiful.
Ooh, nice! Wow,
These are really nice looking.
these are 3D. These are sculpted, 3D sculpted.
I'm not sure. We have to learn about his art and everything, but like this is so cool because they're all on
Oh,
auction.
that's
Like,
what he means by his auctions got started back up again.
yeah, look at it.
By bidding. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, that's spectacular.
Dude, these, okay, see how it's like 0.05 last sold? Like as soon as we came up, see how it is? See how they kind of all went for 0.05. You guys, yesterday when his story goes off, 4.2.
What website is this?
It's actually like right on his Twitter, but this is Foundation.
Okay.
2.5 ETH, 1.5 ETH, 1.2 ETH. Like people are bidding on this art. This is incredible. That is really cool. How kind of like, I wonder if one of these auction ends, it just kicks it up, just like the same way with Nouns.
Seems
These
that
are
way.
gorgeous.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
I would love to become a collector. And that's the thing too, is like, out of everything that's happened, I've learned about a new artist. It's crazy. I didn't follow him or know about him in the space before. And I feel like embarrassed to say that, but like, that's what's so exciting about all of this. You never know like why you're getting into something or doing something, but if you just like stay positive and excited and just happy and just like okay with the fact that you're just like also running around the world trying to understand things and learn, and you're okay with the patience that you have for what it takes to learn things, like this is all just really exciting. Like you couldn't get me down if you tried right now. Like I just am happy to be a part of the experience. I'm happy that we have a live stream going right now too, where we're talking about this cool artist and it's really artist focused. I'm happy that we get to spread the word about this person and didn't know about him before.
One thing that's
community.
really cool too is like, we rightfully so, we have like idols, the same way that there's idols in baseball, basketball, politics, whatever, music. Like we have idols in crypto. We have Satoshi, we have Obtoshi, we have Vitalik, even Patricio, who is in the Nouns
Yes, with
community,
POAP, it's huge. Like there's definitely these key iconic people. Like
Grimplin, like these are actual people that are sometimes functioning under real names or avatars, but they represent they represent key moments in history, in the archive of it all. Like they represent someone who has created something, changed something, brought something attention to something.
Yep.
And this is just another situation. And sometimes when those things happen, there are financial gains for the creator or the community around the creator, and other times there aren't. And sometimes those, and actually most times, and with everything in life, houses, whatnot, it's all cyclical. You know, there's always cycles to it. And you can be a diamond hand and literally buy something and walk away and come back 10 years later, or you can literally be a foot away from your screen staring at it all day long. Like, that's your personal choice. And, you know, you have to kind of make adjustments as you go. But, yeah, I feel like this is one of these moments where we have another type of human figure in a computerized world where we can reference this person as someone who, you know, helped move things forward for the technology and for humankind in general. And I know that there would be people out there that said, oh, you know, like you're overstating it or whatnot. But it's like, I don't really actually think that we are. You know, it's an amazing.
We're allowed to express ourselves. Chad is even saying it. Like, thanks for spreading the love, you know, like high vibes. Like, that is what this is all about. Like, I'm not even thinking about myself right now too. Like, I'm putting in because I feel like money is energy, community's energy. If something feels right and positive, I'm like, okay, like this feels okay. Like, feels safe and good. Like, this man feels like a good fucking person, and people who are good and who are just grinding away alone in their bedrooms, like how he says, you know, and just doing their thing. And he's committed to his family and he's committed to his work and he's doing all this stuff and he's committed to his own art and like pushing through all that. Like, people who do that, like when they have these moments, I feel like where they just win, like it's so clear that like the win's now also gonna be allowed to happen because of who this person is, like how they are, how they've been to others. The community first rallied him because he had obviously built a community of artists who already like supported him, which means like, hey, they probably think he's a good guy. And like, you have to go out there and like be aggressive in your positive energy when people are trying to tear you the fuck down for other people. Like, we will all win if we go aggressively help other good people win. Like, I didn't even like know that this was going to happen, but our entire 2-hour live stream has basically been talking about Rhett Mankind, what he's done with Turbo so far, not from any sort of perspective of like predicting, charting, like what we think our financial gains could or couldn't be or whatever. We've literally talked about him as an artist and shared his story. We've watched the man cry together. We've cried with him.
I didn't cry.
All of this is freaking important
You
because
cried.
and I'll do it again.
Yep.
I'll live stream myself crying with him tomorrow because Rhett is us. Rhett Mankind is all of us, okay? Like, you can't tell me, chat, that you wouldn't be seriously fucking crying if you had stuck to just being a good person and then the world finally, like, said, we see you.
I cried yesterday, for the record.
Okay, thank you for admitting that. See? you can't hold on. You'd have to be a fucking just angry AF to be like, to see any type of like, or to try to villainize this person or this story in any way. And it felt really, really important to come here and talk about this kind of today on live stream, because I don't know. I'm that person, like if the whole like town hall is yelling and screaming that person is doing something, like I will 100% be the person that's like, excuse me, can we all just sit the fuck down and let this man have this moment and have his flowers? Like, praise this man. I'm about to go collect one of his pieces of art just so I can just have it there and say like, this was Rhett's art and I'll never forget what this man did. And if he's done nothing for me but one thing, he has seriously revived my like belief in the human spirit that exists in this space, because like with all this digital shit and stuff, and like even with AI, everyone's like, oh, the AI, it's going to take over. And it's like, it's taking away the humanness. It's like, actually, no. AI, if anything, is like being used as a tool for us to like just be our humanness, like to get rid of all these tasks and shit that would have taken us hours. Like it's just helping us solve that so we could just like be cool people and like who are interested in cool shit together. Like it's making us be able to finally have human time together again and to actually have a moment to fucking recognize each other or like watch a fucking 40-minute video of an artist who's putting his whole shit out there for people to see and just getting really excited.
Well,
But I promise you, I'm
at the end of the
fucking
day,
stoked.
At the end of the day, it's another. It's also kind of like if you know how to use it.
Now Square says I saw Sheffa cry.
Yeah, no, they didn't, but they.
I did.
I'll tell you, she did.
Well, I was literally like yesterday for the first time when I was watching the video. You guys know it's like 40 minutes, and so I kind of was like, I'm doing my little charts
wasn't
over
ready for
here. Yeah, I had my computer over here. I was like, he's on the YouTube on TV, and I'm like, we have to play this video. So he's going through the motions. I'm hearing him talking about how he set this all up with AI, and then I'm literally just like doing my thing, and he has his like first like break just starts breaking down. And it was such a moment of like, he is us. We are him. He is all of us right now. You cannot tell me that you're not sitting there being like, I deserve to win and I want a win. Like, in winning and whatever that means, in getting to that point, like, that's a whole other story. And we talk about that all the time. Like, me and Sheffa are all about this, like, you know, wag me and like we're all gonna make it and like what does it all mean? But like for this man, like it's so obvious. Like we're watching that moment.
Well, when we talk to people, we ask them that like what is making it mean to you? And you know, yes, of course you get the like, you know, I want X amount of something to happen in my bank account. But pretty much like, and that doesn't happen with everyone. And even when that is like someone's first go-to, it kind of quickly translates over to,
wow, 11,000.
You know, I want to, you know, buy my mom a car, or I want to, you know, send my kid to school, or I want to, you know, people have these things in their lives that they want to achieve. And, you know, using technology is it's like why technology was created in the first place during the Industrial Revolution, and even things that have been created throughout the history of time. It was
just taking it all the way back.
Well, it's the printing press. And the internet was the next version of the printing press, and it democratized words, it democratized voice, and and we are seeing that through blockchain and through the democratization of the financial system. And now we have AI to help with that process, and for it to come to a culmination, you know, in the spring of 2023 during an inflationary period in America, during, you know, not a world war, thank gosh, not yet, but during a really,
don't jinx us,
a really tragic global conflict. You know, there's so many things that are going on for this to just kind of happen like this is unto itself artful and artistic and gorgeous and this
gorgeous,
this, you know, energetic moment in the universe. And you know, I think just being able to see it for what it is, share it, you know, try and share it with
it matters,
clear eyes. There are financial products involved, and so, you know, you do have to default and say things like, this is not financial advice, you know, like, we have no idea what we're talking about as far as that goes. You do have to say things like that. And yes, and like, you can go even further and say, don't do it, you know, like, don't go lose your money, you know, like, I don't know, like, people should be more cautious than not when buying something, whether it's like an expensive purchase, a camera, a TV, a computer, you know, car insurance, health insurance, vehicles. Like, you have to research things when you spend your resources on them, and this is no different.
Exactly.
You know, but it does have these really crucial historical elements tied to it that I just personally, I'm fascinated with the story. I think that the story does give it life, but I'll be completely honest. I think that the story, you know, the story will always be there, and there'll always be this richness to the story. But the next thing to watch is the community and what happens within the community. How does the community grow, talk to each other, interact? I think that will be just as important in this project.
Well, and I don't know why this is like bugging the crap out of me because I have OC freaking D, but you are on delay, so I don't know.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
it's just on my screen or something too, but just like watching you flail around. I hope it's not too terrible to be watching for chat out there too. But I think the other part of this project too that I love is the AI piece. We talk about it all the time, and I have like started to like really mess around with AI. And what I noticed and what we've talked about on stream is the best way to utilize AI is to prompt the AI to prompt you, which is exactly what this man did, right? So he took prompts, asked the AI things. Basically, if it didn't know stuff about him, he asked, hey, can you explain this a little bit more? Or if they didn't know stuff about the current times of like the data, like how it just can only go back to 2021, like he fed it information about the current state of crypto and things that were happening with coins. So he's teaching it. And then it was prompting him to then come back and then redo, these prompts it was giving him to the community. So then the community got prompted to do things. And those polls are all prompts to the community that were first prompted to the AI. Like, it's so amazing. Like, AI is really just there to help get all of these ideas like out of your head and like organically just out into the world, and it gives you like a step-by-step process of how you're going to do it. For example, when I was trying to do like a challenge of like letting AI choose what to post and stuff for me, it was literally giving me specific times, specific days, specific amounts of posts, and like what to actually write on those posts. It wouldn't say like, hey, pick your 11th picture from your phone, but it would say pick a picture that does this or shows this. And then so it's like was giving me these things to do, which was helping me then like organize to do that, as opposed to just being like, hey, I should post on Instagram.
What is
and
it?
so like I love this prompting of AI to prompt you.
What
like
does it say on your shirt?
says guess.
So you don't have to guess as much.
No, it's a reminder when people look at my shirt during this specific stream where we're actually talking about things that do involve financial products that, your guess is as good as mine.
Ooh, I like
I'm
that.
not a expert here. I am a normal person. And hopefully I'm a normal person that will one day also get my rep
Now,
moment too.
Has ChatGPT helped you figure out what's for lunch?
Oh, chat says you look fine and not on delay at all.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's great. Well, I'm just behind. I have no idea what's going on. But again, chat, thank you guys so much for being here. I did post this link to the live stream in the Turbo Discord.
That's good.
So I hope that some of you guys kind of came from there. But
I love
what
that.
I'm really excited to sort of see over the next few days, I didn't see, there have been like some spaces popping up, some Turbo Twitter spaces.
We should do some Turbo podcasts. Like
we should
some
do a
live stream
Turbo spaces.
Turbo.
Like I'll start
Yeah,
up a Turbo
100.
space for you guys too. Like
I like it.
anywhere that the community can gather, get more information, learn a little bit more about the project, learn a little bit about each other in the Discord and stuff too. I was seeing some like Nounish friends that I see all the time in other Discords kind of in there as well. It's just a really fun place. And I feel like you see like some like crypto OGs in that Discord and stuff, but Discord is great. But there's something about being able to like be in the community, get a chance to speak, raise your hand, say how this feels to you. It'd be really cool to start a space and like get Rhett to actually come to the space and like
Yeah, that
speak
would be
about what this
awesome.
all means and stuff too. But so I think we should rally maybe as just as people that like, if anyone like really believes in this story, that's what I believe in. And like, I don't know what's going to happen. I know that the utility already has been starting to be like come together. I know that you can pay in Turbo on Manifold right now, so you can actually purchase NFTs with Turbo. Hey, that's like utility within the first 24 hours. I think that happened.
And the truth of the matter is that there's not utility for most of the cryptos out there, and there doesn't really need to be. Like the utility, first and foremost, is that they function on the blockchain, and you can interact.
Community, baby.
Let's not diminish the utility that's already there, and I think that happens a lot. And secondly, frankly, like we're going to continue to see utilities that we don't even fully understand yet, and I think that will be like this incredible next phase of Web3, where you can be involved in an NFT project or a token
Or a
or a
DAO.
DAO, and you'll be able to take each one of those items and use them, cross environment. And so,
Well,
it's
speaking of
important to be involved in multiple different environments so that you can kind of see that happening and learn.
and speaking of you know, communities that have utility, what a great time to talk about nouns.
I
So
love that.
we know that this live stream, Nouns on the Air with me, Avtoshi, is sponsored by Nouns. They are my main sponsor.
Oh my gosh,
They are
there's my
so
boy right
much
there.
more than a sponsor to me. I really am involved in this community. I have been for like over a year and a half now. I know a lot about it based off of my personal story of literally feeling like when Rhett was speaking to me about like trying stuff and failing, like I really understand. Like my first 3 times I tried to enter the Nouns ecosystem with a proposal, I failed.
I failed.
And I kept going, and it just brought me into the community. It deepened my relationships with individuals who were building in the community. I was able to find my people in this space finally, that I talk to daily, and they're just like my go-tos for just everything IRL, in real life, personal stuff, as well as NFT, DAO, crypto stuff. So Nouns has an auction a day, and every single day, all the proceeds of that auction go into this Treasury, which funds builders. If you want to know more, you can go to nouns.wtf. And if you want to know more specifically about how this got funded, this live stream, and myself, and why we're going around and what we're doing and why we're doing it, you'll go to nouns.wtf/vote/206. We were proposal 206, and that's just one of the 3 there, but that's probably the main one. But we love this little noun that's up for a bid
This
right
is
now.
incredible. This is an incredible noun. I believe this is the third
Look, freaking
chef.
cute. It's so clean.
There's a nounder chef. The little nouns have a chef. And I think this is the third chef.
Very cool.
It is incredible. I put the first bid on it for history's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I have nowhere near the amount of ETH to buy that son of a gun.
But the coolest part about this is you don't really have to own one to be involved. You can be involved in the community, but if you do own 2, you get to participate in this treasury. Or if you know someone that owns 2, you can have them delegate to you so you can put a proposal in. But this is what we're talking about with projects that offer utility from the start. Okay, you guys, you can literally access this fund that has $53 million in it. That is not
I love that.
a misprint, okay? It is sitting there. This is a new age, almost venture capital fund. Nouns wants to, and their vision is to spend this money on builders to create within the space and to create more Nounish projects to get Nouns out there. I think since I found out about this idea, I thought it was just the most coolest thing ever. And then now seeing how the DAO operates and stuff too, if you have tokens, you get to vote on these things that get to happen. Like, let's throw a global pizza party with Pizza DAO. So we're seeing other communities coming in to the community. Other people from other NFT communities, people from the crypto space want to do something. It's really all
So
here.
Toshi, can you pull up the prop house? I have an idea.
I can, but there's no active props right now too. So I was gonna maybe.
Yeah, no, for sure. So one thing that I think that like communities, and I'll use Turbo as an example, that are organic and naturally forming, they could come to something like Prop House, interface with Prop House to say, okay, let's do a Turbo House and, X
Or
amount,
a Pepe house.
or a Pepe House or any, community that has a community behind it. Prop House is amazing like that. I don't know how the tokenomics would translate to the voting. They would probably pretty much have to have like a ratio. Like if you have this amount, then you're going to get, 10 votes per 100 or whatever that may be, and then the thing would be that the community would have to come together and pool funds in order to fund the house. And so,
but basically, participating in something like this. That of course, that's like a whole different thing.
but
We're
that's
coming on the
extreme
last 10 minutes
utility.
here.
That's extreme utility, and we live in this world with Nouns where we have extreme utility to the point where like if you haven't baked enough utility into your idea or into your project, people kind of look at you like, why is there not more utility? But I just think that for people who are new to crypto or people who are new to NFTs and DAOs, like it kind of blows their mind in the same kind of way that, oh my God, like what? There's voting, there's utility.
Well,
Yeah.
and what when I say that, like we're in this final 10 minutes and we couldn't possibly go over this, I mean, like as you guys can see, this started with just one house. It was Nouns house, and then now there's all these different houses, and so these are other communities that are doing just what Shefo was saying of like.
Food Nouns has an open round going.
Yep, Food Nouns has an open round going. Let me see if I can find them.
The big F.
There it is. Okay, so if you are, it's not started yet. It's not open yet.
Oh, it starts tonight. That's
6
right.
hours, 6 hours. So check out the big pink F if you guys want to participate in that. It's an open round for ideas. But right here, you'll see that an open round 19 actually just ended for proposal submissions, but the voting's actually happening. And so the cool thing about this is your house could put up, like people within, and builders within your own community could have a house, put it in proposals, and then all the token holders get to vote on which proposals actually pass. I don't know how that would quite happen with the coin, but it would be interesting to see.
It's a great use of the tech. I mean, I think if you go back and you look at like Ape DAO, like that's coin based voting.
It's Meebits.
Or Meebits vote.
But they have tokens, not a coin.
One of them is I thought that they voted with Ape. See how Meebits is like Ape funded?
Or maybe it's Ape coin.
I could
But
be
they
wrong. I haven't looked at their eco enough, but I'm pretty sure that they vote with Ape. Like however much Ape you hold, you get votes. But don't quote me on that one. From a technical standpoint, I think that that's totally possible. But there's all sorts of cool things that have to get worked out in all of these environments.
Well, and
But
this is the really cool thing that we're
you have to
talking
be here
about
to
when
do
it
it.
comes to
You have
like
to be here.
utility. And why it's important for projects to have utility, because utility can mean so many different things. And that doesn't necessarily mean just like a big party that's thrown at your favorite crypto conference. Like utility is really the fact that the holders of Nouns get to come in and they get to vote on all of these proposals, and they're helping shape and form and craft this community and what that looks like, and the projects that all get built from it. So,
well, in traditional companies, you have executives making decisions from certain departments. And in a DAO, you get the community guiding the decisions, and it's just a totally different way to go about it.
well, it's been an awesome 2-hour stream. I'm really excited that we
But
got to
Toshi,
hang
we're
out
just
today.
warmed up.
I do want to do one last thing before we end the stream. Thank you guys, chat, for being here. You will see me after this all over Twitter, all over the Discord and Turbo. I'm going to be talking to everybody and making some memes and gifts and stuff too. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm just going to be celebrating with the community on these awesome new things that are happening. Again, none of this has been financial advice.
Not
or
a
anything.
single lick of it.
We're just hanging out and just talking
oh my
about
God,
this stuff.
the last two people you should ever listen to about it is
Yes.
Toshi and I, right, Chef?
And I do want to try this one thing. I don't know if this is going to work, you guys, but it's just so on point with what we're doing today. But again, this has been Nouns on the Air with Toshi, and we have Shefo here as our guest today. Let's see if I can make this happen. Oh my God, I can.
What'd you do?
I did it. I have. I'm going to just play around at Frogger to play us out here, y'all.
Cool. Okay. Are you good at Frogger?
Yeah. Am I good at Frogger?
I mean,
basically, you know what? We can't have a live stream without some type of game.
Did you practice
happening.
it all before the show?
Let's see.
Ugh, that sound is amazing. I remember that.
In honor of our Pepe and Turbo friends, don't forget that the Turbo Frog's name is Quantum
this
Leap.
is so good.
Ooh.
Oh, Toshi.
You guys, I didn't say I was good at this. Let's see if we can get these frogs out before the end of the show, okay? You should never go on the
I wonder
turtles
if that
sing.
sound is trademarked.
Bitch.
That would be a
What
really
the fuck?
cool sound to use, like in a song or something.
Come on now, give me a log, give me a log, give me a log. Ooh, am I dumb? Okay, let's just do it one more time, since we're just in the last 7 minutes here. Hold on.
Is this what they say when they watch people play video games on streams?
Am I dumb?
I don't know if any. This is great. You should do a Frogger stream.
Oh my God. Okay, we did. We're not dumb. We're not dumb. We're not dumb. We just don't have a lot of, sometimes our depth perception's a little off. Like, what's happening here? What's happening? Oh my God. Oh my God. That was so risky.
This is literally how you cross the road in person.
Okay, I'm getting good at this now. I'm getting good. I'm feeling this. Ooh. You won't catch me slipping. You won't catch me slipping. I feel like those little lily pads on the other side are going to be really difficult. Like, how the hell am I even... Okay, let's go. Oh! Oh, what does that mean?
Probably
Oh, I can swim or something? Chat? Ah! Oh my God. 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 We're doing this. For the love of all things toadish and froggish, please let us feel like we're not dumb. Okay. This is it.
I
This
fully
is it.
support this. This is good.
We're leveled up. Oh, that was just like the easy level. Oh, zoomy cars. I don't know about these zoomies. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. Are you allowed to hop on the gators, or is that wrong? I'm assuming no. Okay, here we go.
You're gonna mess around and find out, as they say.
Give me that blue frog. Give me that blue frog. I don't even know what it means. No. Oh my God. I nearly just like threw my body from the chair. Well, that was just a dumb segment. I was trying to see if we could do, we kind of always end these live streams. And by kind of always, I mean like the last 2 times with the game. So last time was chess. That was really fun. Of course.
This is more fun than chess.
More fun. I don't want to change my little doodly dads of my little toads and my frogs and my quantum leap and my Pepe and my crypto that are on the screen right now. I feel like this is just like me now forever. I'm loving it. I will be all around social media, you guys, if you want to connect after this. Again, thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. Nouns on the Air with Toshi is live Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Love it.
10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's been a pleasure. And Shepo, again, thank you so much for participating and being a part of the live stream.
Of course.
I think you give great input and value. And I'm really excited that we got to focus a lot of our energy today on like really wanting this person to win. Like it just feels so good and so right, like in the soul, like the depths of my soul. It feels good to want someone else to freaking make it. And I feel like that karma will come back around. Maybe we're all going to make a baby.
I think we'll do a live interview. I feel that.
Yes, I want to talk to you. Please, Rep Mankind. I love your story. And I really feel like
we could do it justice.
Yes, I feel like I could just really make it happen.
We could put him right in the middle of the screen right there.
Well, thank you so much again, you guys. I'm just going to do a nice closeout here. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. And if you liked this, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you, TikTok. That's this little phone that's over here for hanging out sort of in the background. Next time you guys got to join the stream. Thank you again. I will see all of you guys in a little bit. And stay toadish. Stay peppish.
Ribbit.
Stay hyped on life. Stay positive. Stay excited about people. Want people to win. Be a good person.
Be a good person. Just
be nice.
Be nice.
Be happy. It's
Be
okay. We got this, and we're all going to do this together.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow, stream.